comment hat trick on the chat and let us know if you're enjoying this series. We have covered the PRD to production. We have covered marketing. We covered development last Thursday. And today we are going to cover customer success and solution engineering together. And we have Neel, who heads our customer success and solution engineering team, to share the AI hack. Again, a quick recap. This is an initiative from AHC, which is AI Hackers Collective. We have a community. We'll be posting a link for you guys to join. And the whole idea is we're trying to build a momentum where in future, not just us as FlytBase would share the hack, but we would expect community to come and share their hacks every Thursday. And we're trying to build that momentum. So without further ado, you know that we get started with latest AI news every week, and that's my part. And it's becoming challenging every week with such kind of news coming from every corner of the world of what's happening in the AI. And it's very difficult to pick the three, all right, because there are 30 new things that are happening every week. So, but I managed to kind of get at least three. So something we can try, something we can get as inspired from, and something which has improved. So those are the three ideas I could think of that, hey, how should I put those news? So number one update, which is massive, is ChatGPT 4 image generation. It came out just a day or so before, and this is mind-blowing. If you have not tried ChatGPT 4 image generation, go right now, probably after the event. You can see I gave my marketing and BD team image, and I asked it to change it to a comic format. And this is how the job it did. And if you see some examples, it's been doing all those images with absolutely great text. I'm not sure if you're able to see that clearly. You can zoom into my video slide share, but do check out ChatGPT 4 image generation. It's mind-blowing in terms of whatever things that used to happen about you would think about image generation 3 days back. It has completely changed. So give it a shot, and a lot of things you can generate from there, and your imagination is the only limit what you can put there. See some examples. Twitter is x.com is filled with these, so do check that out.
Quick question, Achal.
Yeah.
Would it be able to take another image and sort of clean it up or enhance it? Is that a possibility with ChatGPT 4?
You would have to try that out, Kishore. I have not tried that out. So you can try that out, yeah, but certainly it has a lot of capabilities there. Next one, which is much more inspiring from, is now the robots have started walking with humans. So this is from Figure Robotics. If somebody is coming from robotics industry, you know, and if you've seen typical humanoid robots, they used to walk like very in a specific manner. And now with the visual language action models coming in, they are walking much more naturally. And again, humanoids are going to be there at our homes, at factories, and so on. So this is another big update which has come from one of the leading companies called Figure, who has been leading the charge of making humanoids a reality. Not just, I mean, hardware used to be there, but kind of acceleration that has happened with visual language action models is there. And last but not the least is our favorite Claude has now got web search. I mean, they are late to the party, but a lot of people appreciate Claude a lot, be it for coding, be it for doing their business development, marketing efforts, because of sheer mix that it has of reasoning plus zero shot kind of method, where it is very fast on that. So it has now come to the web search part. We hardly realized that it was missing, but that just came on 20th of March, where it can search the web. So yeah, something that we can try, something we can get inspired, and something which got improved. So those are the top 3 news of this week that I can think of. There's of course a lot happening which I could not cover, but now with my time over, I would like to invite Neel, who can take the stage. And today's topic is regarding how you can leverage AI to improve your customer success and what are the things that you need. So stage is set to Neel. Neel, please go ahead.
All right, thanks, Achal. Hello, everyone. Excited to be here and give you a quick walkthrough on how you can leverage AI to enable your customer success operations. So just a quick intro. I lead the solutions engineering team here at FlytBase. Spent the last 4 years working hand in hand with customers and partners around the globe, making sure that our drone solutions are making them successful. And let's face it, like a product is only successful if the people using it are, succeeding too. And today I'm going to show you how we are using small but mighty AI processes to level up our customer success game. And in the next couple of minutes, what I'll do is I'll paint a picture of the problem, then walk you through what, why, and how of the problems that we are trying to solve here. And I'm going to use the Notebook LM's mind mapping feature to guide us and sort of visualize the entire workflow. So if you haven't tried it already, you should, because it's totally amazing. That being said, I'll get started. All right, I hope my screen is visible. All right, so let's start with the bigger picture. We have a ton of data when it comes to every customer success team. Meeting transcripts from note takers, support tickets, other chat logs, all of which is what we can call gold or oil. And the issue is that this gold was just sitting there and it was barely tapped. And without real-time analysis or proper automations, it was tough to spot trends or pick up on things or prioritize the things that were happening with our customers. So at the top of the mind map, what you'll see is, just give me a minute. All right, so at the top of the mind map, you'll see that we have the problem. So, we have a wealth of underutilized data, lack of real-time analysis, difficult proactive customer success. So the problem that we were facing was, we were getting burdened in support tickets and we were not being proactive with our customers. So that has changed since the time AI is here, because it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting that we were doing before. And because of this, we have been able to, sort of gather, like, work on those hidden insights. So when it comes to a typical customer success team, the data that you have are the meeting transcripts. So this is the foundation of the entire, 3 AI agents that I'm going to be walking you through. So this can be either through tools like Circleback or for Fathom AI. And you have your support channels, Zendesk, Freshworks, or anything. And then other customer interaction logs. And like I said, a small N8N agent, but it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us. It gathers all that data, analyzes things in real time, uses NLP and automation, and delivers immediate insights, which was not possible before. And what it allows us to do is it enables us to take focused actions, helps us prioritize our resources to make sure that we are on top of the trends and, let's say, the risks that customers are raising. So I'll start with the first automation that I have laid down here. So we are going to work on I'll give you a walkthrough on the sentiment analysis bot. So what is it? It detects sentiment across all our communication channels. So like I said, the channels that I just showed you above. Why do we need it? I think it's obvious. Identify high risk customers, curb churn, celebrate successes, and even do spot trends when it comes to the product, at which stage the customer is, why is it that the customer is not happy, and even maybe spot bigger trends, like if there's a recurring sentiment of customers being negative, unhappy, and is it because of the same issue, and so that we can raise those alerts proactively with the product team. And the how, again, basically an N8N agents that sends us alerts over Slack and gives us real-time updates. So I'll give you a quick walkthrough on how the agent looks like. So this is the agent here. Like I said, we have 3 data sources. Circleback we use for our note taking. We have a support tool, which is basically tracking our entire email, Slack, WhatsApp, Telegram. And on top of it, we are also building a 24-hour sentiment report. So this is a very basic agent. A webhook is triggered every time a new support ticket is raised or a new meeting note comes out of Circleback. And then this is the meat on what we worked on. So the prompting of the AI agent is really necessary. a quick insight is that you should train your agent on your company specific data. What do your customers look like? What are their ICPs? What are their goals, the problems that they usually face? And then start collating all that data into a Google Sheet or maybe a cloud database. That's truly up to you. And then post those updates on Slack. So that's what it is doing. And then the report, what it does is before the team starts its day, you would probably in a pre-AI world spend, an hour or so reading your emails or, going through different WhatsApp groups or Slack channels and figuring out, oh, hey, like this customer is not happy and I need to do something about it. But now that data is at, your fingertips. The agent is also telling you what you need to do and what you need to prioritize. So that heavy lifting has already been done for me. And I'll just share a few outputs as well on how this agent works. So since this is a little, confidential data, I've redacted a few things. But let's say after every call, this was a weekly sync up with the customer, the sentiment was positive, where there was a lot of collaboration and assistance, and both the speakers were optimistic about the integration and the marketing opportunities as well. So this is obviously not a flag to be raised, but a thing that can be celebrated and can be looked forward to. And the other is a negative sentiment. So I have a reason as well. So why is the customer sentiment negative? What are his pain points? Based on that, I can speak to the relevant stakeholder within the team. So this is all happening in real time, and I'm able to identify the pain points without having to go to people and get that data and then take actions. And this is the 24-hour report. So it gives me an entire summary, the total positive sentiments, the negative sentiments, what was the negative sentiment about, the positive sentiment about, and maybe if there were neutral sentiments. And it also, like, the beauty about it is also analyzing the sentiment changes. So let's say if a customer initially shared a positive or a negative sentiment and that has improved, so it's going to tell you that. So over here you can see, while they acknowledge product improvement, they face serious contractual challenges that requires my immediate attention. And it's also prioritizing stuff for me. So what is urgent, what is critical, what needs to be followed upon. And you can see here, this report comes in at 8 a.m. every day. So the past 24 hours, what all has happened. And, I can start my day by prioritizing red flags if there are any, and then focus on the bandwidth where I have to work on. So that was the sentiment analysis bot. The next thing that I'll show you right now is the AI coach or mentor. So what is it? It provides live or near live coaching tips, offers performance feedback as well. So the thing was that I, being a team lead, and also other solution engineers, they were going on a lot of calls, having those interaction with customers. But you usually need a peer or an experienced member on the call so that they can give you feedback. And without feedback, you miss out on a lot of opportunities to grow. So, you need scalable mentorship. You need to enable your solution engineers so that they can support every conversation that they're having with the customer, because, we are the customer facing team and we need to build that trust and that relationship with the customer. So the how is also pretty simple. Basic in agent that analyzes the transcripts and delivers coaching prompts. So I'll just quickly show you how the output for this looks like as well. But just a quick, stat check for you as well. So let's say if you're spending an hour, a call usually is between 30 to 45 minutes. If nobody's there on the call and you want to, learn from the call and probably gather some insights, you would probably spend an hour, collating all those details and working on giving the feedback. And we have 6 people on the team, so that's 240 hours per month. And this time overload was equal to missed opportunities. The time over here that would have been spent was so huge that we were not even doing this promptly. So AI has enabled us to do this. And the result is that, after every call, like I said, it's near live, not live exactly, but it tells you, like, on the call, what was the summary, what are your strengths, how did you, handle the technical questions of the customer. If there was an upsell, did you handle that? If there was an objection, didn't you handle that? And it also gives you areas for improvement. So you could have done the introduction a little better and focused communication. And it gives you specific details as well from the call. So it's not very high level, but it's going to pinpoint and perhaps also give you timestamps so that later on you can go back to the meeting agent and then figure out how you could have improved. And yes, so this is allowing the team to get real-time feedback and improve daily and incrementally so that eventually we can have better conversations. All right, so I'll go ahead with the last agent that I wanted to talk about. So this is a product enrichment assistant, and everybody in the customer success team, we uh, have a lot of support tickets or even normal tickets from the customers inquiries. And up until now, our main goal had been to just send out those responses and not make sense out of all those support tickets. So why not use that as the oil and figure out what our customers are asking, what are they requesting, the features, their pain points. Uh, Based on the support tickets, let's say if a customer is asking me, how can I use this feature? I would even be able to figure out where are they in the customer journey? Are they in their initial onboarding phase? Are they looking out for new features, which probably indicates that they might want an upgrade? So we built a product enrichment assistant for this. This is totally not into production, like it's almost there, but I still wanted to share this insight because this can be valuable for a lot of people out there. So what it does is it collates all the support tickets, and also, again, like I said, the meeting transcripts are the data source as well. It uncovers recurring themes. Again, like if you want to find truth bombs, you can find that as well. And again, helps prevent churn, shape product roadmap. You can also create targeted content, not just marketing, but educational content, surface expansion opportunities. And on a daily basis, if I have like 100 support tickets, I can also figure out what questions that are the most recurring, probably create video tutorials, documentations, or FAQs based on that. The how is also, similar to what I just showed you. And this is the agentic pipeline as well. So these are all transcribed from the meeting notes. At every 12 hours interval, I am fetching the entire support tool, which is then figuring out and actually segregating each ticket into different types. So it can be an integration type, or a feature request, or like an actual pain point, or a bottleneck, or a challenge. And we are sending this data and collating this data in a Google Sheet itself. So you're able to track all of this, like again, a lot of questions. Based on that, we're figuring out how we can get those answers, periodically check if there is a document for this. If not, use AI to create that document, automatically update our FAQ section, so that that entire loop is quite fast and we're not spending a lot of time creating FAQs and documentation. So yeah, this is what this agent is all about.
Awesome, Neel.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much for the presentation. I mean, quite insightful, and the way you created the mind map to explain, I think that was really great. We have a lot of questions incoming. You probably have to maybe share your screen again, explain a few items more.
Sure.
So, guys, please feel free to put your questions here. It's better to kind of put it in the chat so I can take that in one by one order. And it would be much better rather than getting it on the call itself. So I'll take one by one questions that have come, and some of them I've just answered, generic one. Um, so Smriti asks Neel that could you please elaborate how this will be integrated to Slack and respect to actionable action owner and ETA, and show it how it is integrated.
all right, how it's integrated in Slack. Let me just again probably share my screen and just show you. All right, so in Init, and the beauty is that you can just add a Slack edition over here, And the moment you have that output, you can specify a channel in Slack, and it's automatically sending all those updates to a specific Slack channel. And as of now, like, it's just sending messages, and we are not tagging relevant stakeholders, but I'm sure that's a solvable problem, as well. So maybe in the support tool, we can already identify who is the account owner, and the message that's going finally in Slack, we can tag the account owner itself, so that it's on top of their inbox and they can get started ASAP.
Great.
Yeah.
I think that answers questions, but if you have more questions, please feel free to put there. I would just keep moving on to the next question. Sachin is asking that, how do you measure the ROI of all of this? I think you covered a little bit, but do you try to quantify the level of dissatisfaction?
So when it comes to ROI, quantification of dissatisfaction is one thing. I'll start with the first, like I said, in a pre-AI age, if I have to collate the sentiment of all the customers, it would probably take me 1.5 hours going through 40, 50 emails, maybe 40, 50 WhatsApp groups as well. That's lost time. And now I don't have to do that because everything is at my fingertips. So I'm saving a lot of time over there and figuring out what actionable things need to be done. And dissatisfaction, I mean, every dissatisfied customer in the long run is probably a loss in revenue as well, and missed out opportunities. So that's something that you can try figuring out as well. And again, repetitive dissatisfactions from the customers, it's giving you a trend that you can fix, which is probably a global pain point. A lot of customers might not be highlighting it, but this customer has chosen to speak up about it. So you're literally not just solving that customer's pain point, but probably for a few others as well.
Right. I would also add to that, in terms of the leadership level as well for the team, it's very easy now. Otherwise, all this data remains in silos, right? There are like people who would just know about that account, this account, and then they, of course, humans have tendency to forget things or prioritize things. Something else has come this morning and they've completely forget about that customer, what happened yesterday with that. So a lot of things could happen, but now with just a message coming on Slack, right, and you can add relevant people from product team, engineering team, leadership, from CEO, CXO level, who would have a complete insight of what's happening, and all of this has been recorded. So even later, if you want to do analysis of sentiment over a month, you have all the textual and contextual data available where you can query that and understand how did the team perform and what did they do. Right. So like we have said multiple times, human communication is one of the slowest thing which is happening, right? Because we can talk on a certain frequency and communicate ideas, but this makes things much faster.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, Brother was asking regarding the building blocks of these agents. So it's built in N10, Brother, but if specifically, if you have anything, you had also asked that target content was how target content was created for product enrichment. So maybe Neel, you can quickly take this up or give a little bit click on that. So how building blocks are made? That was one of the question, and then Neel again asked about the target content, how it was created for product enrichment.
All right. So targeted content, in the sense, I know which customer has raised this, question or this feature, and based on that, like, the account owner already knows more about the customer. So if they have that information, you can fill in the gap and then curate that entire not marketing, but a very hyper personalized reach out. That, hey, I just noticed that you are at this stage of your entire journey and you've been asking about this, and this is your use case. So here's a document, or here's a video that will help you solve this problem. So that's how you can hyper personalize it. As of now, we've not set up that entire motion, but it should be very easy to do, because it's again a matter of connecting data sources. So let's say if I connect another agent that already has stored the customer names, their use cases, and their brief snapshot of what they do exactly, and then if you connect it to it, then it should create a very hyper personalized targeted content for that customer as well.
Okay, thank you. The reason I was asking was because most of this information is very tribal knowledge. It is with the account owner. It's not usually, documented or a part of any CRM. So I was just wondering how are you getting that information or data without the account manager
So
verbally giving it to you?
yeah, so the beauty is like again, I'll boil down to the building blocks. Like I said, the data sources are for any CS team would be a ticketing tool, or let's say your own CRM or a customer success platform. So all your meeting summaries, everything can go into that, or maybe even we've also created a bot where all of that information is stored, so you can keep referring to it. From there, it should be able to link all that information. So
Right.
because now you are able to capture all that information, you can store it somewhere, maybe in a database as well, in the cloud, like AWS cloud trail or something, and then from it keep referencing it constantly before an agent sends that email.
Right. I think calls, recording calls and transcribing calls, and that is the next question Sonal is asking. That is very important because a lot of sentiment, lot of things, customers come on the call and say that where a typical note taker or the way humans take notes, it could be missed. But we have found number of tools to be really effective. We use Circle Back. You can search for that to record. There is Sibyl, there is TLDR, there are different tools available, and all the are multimodal in a way or multilingual where they can understand even different languages. So even we record our internal meetings, which most of the communication happens in Hindi when we are talking to each other, right, internally. So it just records everything with Hindi, Marathi, or whatever language you speak it in, and can transcribe, and putting that into a single doc or a set of document is really useful, because then all of that context could be done. And not specifically about model. So model could be anything. You can use something from OpenAI or any other one. This is pretty basic now for all the LLMs to take and get some meaningful insights from it. So that was question from Sonal. We have Aswin asking, do you use RAG to push and analyze the data?
Yeah. So as of now, again, just an agent that's analyzing and sharing real-time updates. But we do plan to implement some kind of RAG, and also a learning model that keeps learning from all those interactions and our responses as well, so that we can have better content every time. So, but that's certainly a good question, and that's something that can be done as well.
So right now we're not using that. It's simple workflow, but all these documents could be covered when it's done. Santosh asking about developing the AI agent. So yes, this is an AI agent. You can see how it's communicating. It's in workflow with n8n. So very simple AI agent, which is automating the entire task or removing those silos.
Is it a open source, Achal?
So n8n is open source. You can see.
Anything?
Yeah, n8n,
Okay.
if you there, it's open source. You can see GitHub star 71401. It's quite popular. Now they also have, I think, paid version or something like that. The company is powerful. It used to be very similar to like any other tool like Zapier and everything, but they were the early adopters to bring all these AI integrations. And their open source approach really worked, where they can get all of those things. So yeah, you can try that out. We are
Yeah,
just
and in terms of sentiments analysis, do you build a logic that these sentiments are positive, these sentiments are negative? Have you done any categorization which that agent is referring to?
Yes, so like I highlighted in the demonstration as well, what we did was, brainstorm a lot with AI to figure out, because we don't want generic sentiment analysis. We wanted curated to our product. So, you tell it, the agent, about your product, your customers' goals, pain points, and also tell it to analyze, let's say, the tone and the intent. So you can train it as per your needs. It's totally customizable, and I would highly recommend brainstorming a lot with AI and figuring out what is uh, what can be tailored for you, because something generic will give you a generic output which will not be ideal. But give it as much data about your customers, as much data about your product, what sentiment means to you probably, and then take it forward from there.
Hmm.
okay.
Right. Thanks.
Great. We are already up on time. I wish to be respectful of everybody's time. So we'll just probably take one more questions. I know there are a lot of questions, but Kanchi from our team has posted a link of, and I'll request her to post again a link of the Slack. So you can go to the website and access Slack and put those questions, and Neel will be available to answer that. But probably I can take one more question here. Let me pick which one is something which we have not touched upon as such. There are a few more things. I think one of the thing is, can the solution be bottled on enterprise applications like ERP, investing existing information, in addition to providing uniform user experience? How easy or difficult it is technically? So Sonal is asking that question.
All right. So obviously, yes. So as long as these ERPs, so with AI, it's become so easy that everything has an API. If it doesn't, you can build that API and ensure that that data is communicated. So let's say if you want to feed all this, data to an enterprise application and link it to your existing information as well, that should be totally possible. And I'm sorry, maybe it's unclear to me, but I didn't get the part where Sonal asks about the addition to providing uniform user experience.
So I would like to quickly elaborate so we can close this if you're on the call.
Yeah, I'm there. So, I mean, user experience, what I wanted to say is that in the ERP systems, there is certain way the user interfaces are defined. So in this case, wherever there is an interaction with the solution, can we have a similar kind of a user interface rather than having a feel of a different system?
So do you mean having like the UI?
Yeah, I'm talking about the UI only when I'm talking about, like, for example, in this case, you are explaining about the customer interactions. Say,
Right.
for example, we talk about supplier interactions, right?
Right.
There is a lot of data related to purchase orders, invoices, etc. in the ERP system,
Right.
and inquiries, etc. coming. Where is my payment, etc.
Yeah.
So there are typically, support teams for these, resolving these help desk queries. So can we have an automation to, like you were explaining, heavy lift the, simple responses, and
Sure.
obviously there will be some interfaces that can be provided to, self-service suppliers, or even for that matter, the support team.
Yeah.
So,
I think
yeah.
that would be a simple, very simple support tool or an agent that can be integrated into your own system. And the agent is then basically working on your knowledge base, which is a list of questions. You can segregate them into billing. So, sit down maybe with your team and write down the top 10 FAQs that you get about billing and feed it into a system. So every time a customer asks, it can reference to that information. Any new billing information that the customer asks. So that's why you build that product enrichment agent. So every new information or a question will be tracked and answered, so that again, let's say you already had 10 questions, now you have the 11th one. So a customer, asking, or a supplier asking a new question will always be answered. So that can only happen as long as your knowledge base is, very up to date and covers all the bases. If that's not the case, then the AI agent will be rendered useless because it doesn't have any data to work on. I hope that answers your question, Sonal.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, Neel. We are already 4 minutes up on the time. So we cannot take more questions, but I would request everybody to join AHC Slack. I'm again putting Nitin and Kachi have shared already the link. So AHC Slack, you can join and post those questions in the customer success channel. There is a channel for almost every department of your startup, your company there. And then not just Neel, but other experts from FlytBase, outside FlytBase are there, and they share that. So you can leverage that community really well. This and the last couple of episodes are available already on AI at FlytBase. I've dropped the link to the YouTube channel. We also had in-office session yesterday with one of the VCs from Silicon Valley, who shared how things are happening at the ground level in Silicon Valley and how you should think about your career and stuff. So please check out that, and you can also subscribe to that YouTube channel. So with that, again, I want to thank you, Neel, for amazing presentation and taking out your time for your busy schedule, right? And a lot of things are happening and everybody's on this, and really appreciate there were 120 plus people joining today. So let's keep this going. In case you have a hack and you want to share something, you've been using that, please reach out to us on the AHC Slack. You can DM Nitin, you can DM me there's also, I think, one more channel where you can post out that, and we'll be happy to do this. So yeah, thank you so much, and you have a great rest of the evening or the day. Where are you joining from?
All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.